Hey guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today is the final episode of Valhelsia 3, so I hope you guys are ready. Hey guys, real quick, I just wanted to let you guys know, if you didn't already, that if you are a Patreon, you can find the world download linked down in the description below. That is for any Patreon of any tier, so be sure to check that out, guys, and let's get on with today's video. Of course, today is going to be the last episode. I know, kind of unfortunate, but well, we've done a lot. We've done a whole lot in this world, and unfortunately, this, at the time of me recording, there may be stuff added in the future, but at the time of me recording, there's just a fair few mods in here, and well, I did enjoy playing through them, you know, while it lasted. Of course, the reason why I didn't dive into a lot of the mods, such as mechanism and things like that, is because I had done that. I had just done that in a prior Let's Play. You can, of course, check that out. It was all the mod 6. And we literally went through the entire mod of mechanism, all the way through to the end, getting the really expensive stuff. Yeah, it took a lot of time. Same goes for some of these other mods. I had just recently done them. And that's kind of the unfortunate part about just the state of modded Minecraft at the moment. I do love these little mods like this. Of course, like the Druidcraft mod. I love these little like nods to these mods. And such mods as Create and stuff. Of course, we did some interesting things with Create. I just wish there was more in this mod pack that kind of helped you along with getting these the materials for these things. So I know there was a lot of different ways I guess you could farm that stuff, but it wasn't until later on that we had the ability to change mob farms and stuff like that. So let's go over some of the things that that we are able to do at this point. And I don't know if mob farms are even going to be a thing that's possible in the future, because from what I had understood, that this is disabled for a reason, that the inability for you to change the types of mobs was something that was intended. So the fact that you can't change the mob farm, that was something that was intended to be that way. So I'm assuming that this being in here was not intended. But I don't know. I don't know. I love doing stuff like this. So this was really fun for me. Even if it may get disabled in the future. I don't know. But let's go over some stuff. Let's go over some stuff. Since this is the last episode, I just wanted to get this out here. I wanted to let you guys know that the next mod pack we're going to be playing is probably going to be All the Mod 6 to the Sky. That is what it's called. It's called All the Mod 6 to the Sky. And that's going to be the mod pack that we're going to be playing for quite a bit. I was thinking about doing the Sky Bees mod pack, but after taking a look at it and also talking with the All the Mod team, I think that jumping into the All the Mod 6 to the Sky is going to be a much better experience overall. And I think there's a potential for some questing to eventually be added to All the Mod 6, so keep a lookout for that. That might be a thing that will be coming in the future. But hey, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. And man, I'm super ready to start this mod pack. I haven't played a Skyblock in a while, and I'm kind of excited to do it. So, of course, at first, we started off in the ocean. We started off right over there. I believe we spawned in the world. And we found this ship. Inside this ship was this beautiful thing. So we were able to basically create this out of thin air, which then become our sponsorship. And we were able to gather a bunch of resources that this thing had in it, which was really nice. It sounds like I'm walking on water. Our boat has water in it. Oh no. But yeah, this come from the, not the Structurized mod, but the Structurized mod is linked to this mod. This is part of the Mine Colonies mod. So if you wanted to start off in Mine Colonies, of course, this is a great way to start. And yeah, there was all kinds of stuff, but we ended up turning into some other cool things. Plus, not having to build this massive ship early on was a really great thing, because this is a beautiful, beautiful build here. But I did go ahead and start to get onto the land, because we really needed to get onto this land. And so I started to build into the mountains. Now, crazy thing is, within the second episode, I was already diving headfirst into immersive engineering, so much so that by that time, after mining and everything by hand, I was so fed up with mining by hand and mining super slow that I was like, you know what, I need a better mining tool. And that's where the mining drill came into play. I really wanted to get this mining drill, and I wanted to get this thing set up as soon as possible, so I really rushed in the second episode, which I shouldn't have done. I kind of regret doing that, but it did get me this this fantastic drill. And honestly, these run super slow, but it's enough to generate enough biodiesel for me to use this drill. And this drill has lasted me this entire time, and I have used it so much. Of course, after all of that, I did decide to start building an interior. So we did go ahead and get ourselves an interior set up, and started with some things like Industrial 4 going, getting some basics going there. We really started messing with the create mod. Oh, and all of the create stuff that we did. I think one of the first things was this tree farm over here, which I've since converted, since I didn't need any wood anymore, I converted it into a cactus farm. So a very simple cactus farm here, and we were using this for trees, and it was just harvesting all the trees and then depositing them. Next over here, I built some just standard create farms over here that work really, really efficiently. Later on, we ended up getting this beautiful thing from Druidcraft, which is the Lamp of Growth, which helps grow these crops faster. Same for this one over here. You can see that one's active, and it's just going. It's just doing, they're just doing their thing. Harvesting, connecting here, dropping down into the Ender chest, and then Ender chest, of course, is dropping that into our refined storage network. So all of this cool stuff going on. We have some more create stuff over here. I ended up putting some villagers in, but this thing right here is really nice. Even it's nice now, because this thing, we can throw some ancient debris in, and it gives us like almost 3 to 4 times return on our ancient debris versus everything else. I think this is the best thing for crushing ancient debris compared to everything else, including mechanism. So pretty nice. Speaking of mechanism, we did dab a little bit in it. Down here is basically an automatic steel producer. So instead of using immersive engineering, which is pretty slow, even later on, it's technically pretty slow, and does require coal coke, I decided to go ahead and just start using mechanism for this. So mechanism right here, I just drop in the coal and iron, and everything gets sorted up, and over here spits out steel. So pretty cool. Some other cool stuff we got into was getting this Niotik Fernander, I believe is what it's called, from Power. This thing produces 900 RF per tick off of fuel. It is like a burnable fuel. It is fantastic. Of course, I'm out of fuel right now, but all I need is blaze for this. Let's drop some blaze in here, and this lasts so long. I haven't had to refuel it a whole lot, just simply because we're using blazes as our fuel. Down here, we have our ore, and we've been generating tons of ore. Look at all the iron ore we have, diamond ore. We went through tons of diamonds. How we have so many diamonds. I think right now I have gold set, so it has been searching for gold with the yellow lens. So all of this cool stuff, this has been the way we've been generating resources. I even put this in the nether, and it does generate ancient debris and stuff like that, which is super fantastic. But all of that goes up here. And we have some storage drawers that are harvesting, or that are storing some of our large quantity items. And they also have drawer upgrades on them that give them even larger capacity. You can see some of them are completely full, which is kind of crazy. So if we continue this direction, we can walk our way up to our larger work area, where we have done a bit more create. This is all of the create stuff that was necessary. Oh, the poor guy here. He's like, I got to give him some fuel. Will coal work? There we go. Anyways, this is a blaze trapped in here, just in case you didn't know. But all this was used to get some of the cool things, like the handheld block zapper, which is honestly one of my favorite building tools now. Second to, of course, Direwolf 20's building gadgets. But this is a really amazing tool, sheerly because it can do this. I did all this by hand, but it can do this without being by hand. Like, you can do this sort of thing, which I set this up using this thing. So you can actually randomize blocks, which is, oh, just so good to be able to do that. But I didn't want this thing to look perfect in here, so I wanted to kind of look like it was a hole dug out with some wood holding things all up. And I wanted a sheep farm in here, and I wanted a cow farm, and we did have the cow farm for quite a while. But I realized I wasn't going to need that much raw beef or that much leather after a while of this thing running. But yeah, it didn't end up working out great, though. I did enjoy this. Now, let's hop down over here and look at our villager farm, because of course we did utilize some villagers. Once we figured out we could pick them up, oh, it was so nice once we had the ability to pick them up, and we were able to move them around. But I did notice there's something odd going on with these villagers. There's something in here that is changing the behavior of these villagers, because normally in a normal vanilla world, if I had this many beds, there would only be enough villagers to support this many beds. Instead, they keep breeding, and we have an overabundance of villagers for some reason. I don't know what's causing that, and there's not enough places for them to sleep. Interesting. Over here was our create Sugarcane Farm. I should be able to turn this on. And let me go ahead and hop on the rail over here, and I'll show you this in motion. I did shut it off because it was just getting kind of out of hand. You can see it's going to run, and then it's going to deposit the items. It's going to do this twice. I guess that's kind of a bug. Once it gets here, it's also going to connect again. I could have maybe put it to the side. I tried several different ways, and I should have stuck with the way that I had in the first place, but I didn't realize that this actually needed a hopper underneath it to pull. But yeah, it works fantastic. You can see normally it wouldn't be the full height, so the items would be collected. But yeah, this worked phenomenally. I will definitely build this again. Then of course we got on to the Eidolon mod. I think that's what it's called. Eidolon. And we went all the way through this and got literally the best item. But basically you worship the Dark Lord, you provide blood and all kinds of interesting stuff. And do all kinds of spells and stuff like that. But all of it technically was just for one item, and it's this right here. The Sanguine Amulet, which stores health for later. And you can see it has 2 other health bars full of health that it keeps stored. You still need to eat the equivalent of that health, but it's like having 3 health bars, except for it's on a little necklace. So as we take damage, our hearts will regenerate almost immediately from that storage. Pretty amazing and super helpful for fighting some of the bosses like the Gaia Guardian and things like that. So I definitely put that to use. And that was probably the best item, I think, out of this whole mod. And I built a very large area for it, and I was expecting this to be a bit different, but yeah, it didn't turn out. I should have made this a bit smaller, because this is kind of like a sore thumb setting here in the middle of our build. But anyways, I still wanted it to be kind of an interesting area. I should have made it more of a corrupted looking space, considering what we were doing. It's kind of hard to understand what to do with it when there's not a whole lot of building blocks that this mod offers. So I kind of had to go with what I could figure out, I guess. I should have done something different. I think I will in the future if I play with that mod again. So moving on to Botania, because of course there's a lot to cover here. Of course, one of my favorite things that I set up with Botania is going to be the petal dispenser here. I love this thing. I love that I can throw my petals in here, and I can throw my bone meal in here, take 1 petal to jumpstart this, and then bam, we just hold this, and it's going to be an automatic petal dispensary. It's fantastic. It's an automatic petal duplicating system, so we don't have to do it by hand. I've spent many seasons, a series where I had just done this by hand. I placed them all in a row and I just manually did it. This is so much better. Do it this way, and it's as simple as 2 dispensers, an observer, and then redstone that connects to them all in the back, and that's it. It's not anything sophisticated at all. And we went ahead and of course progressed through the original Botania. This is new. This is the Mystical Botany. Now, there is some cool things that we could do with this. If we go into Botania, I think I might have one of everything that would allow us to work with this real quick. Because I do want to upgrade this. Even though we did make another one, we can duplicate tools, which is kind of crazy. Let's go ahead and throw these 2 items in here, because there is a special kind of stuff that we can use. Throw that there. That is going to consume 2 full mana pools worth of mana, which I still think is an absolute crazy amount for this. But this is going to allow us to upgrade our tool. This is a new part of Botania. This is an add-on that I really, really like. I really like it. I just wish the mana cost wasn't so high. It's absolutely crazy. But then again, I've played with Botania in the past, and it ended up with so much mana that I didn't even know what to do with it. Like, you know, what am I going to do with all this mana? So let's go ahead and take this, the Alpsteel ingots, and we're going to head over here, and we're going to upgrade this thing. And I hope it doesn't remove my enchants. Like, it shouldn't, I don't think. If it's anything like the way it works. Yeah, it's not going to remove my enchants. But notice we're going from 10 attack damage to 16 attack damage. And now we have an orange beam. And we can also, like, spam it. Like, we can straight up spam this. That's crazy. What a powerful sword. So I know some of you guys may be asking, well, Chosen, have you covered everything in this pack? Like, why are you ending it so soon? Like, have you covered everything? And to me, to say that, I believe I have just about covered every mod that's in here. There may be 80 pages worth in this view, worth of items, but a lot of them are stuff that are building related. Of course, like, I could go through this entire pack and find something to build every single thing, but a lot of the items require a lot of stuff to be able to build. I do love building things, but I also like some mods. Now, I would have got into blood magic, but there's not a lot that blood magic actually offers that I think is fun at the moment. It's a lot of grind for some more meh stuff that you can get. The lamps and stuff are pretty cool. Like, you can have light sources. I do like those. There's also some new things that I think are slowly getting added back into blood magic. But yeah, the blood magic, I think the armor is probably one of the better things to get. There's some pretty cool stuff you can get with the armor. But that's about the only mod I really didn't touch, didn't mess around with. I didn't mess around with the computer craft too much, even though I looked at it and I was going to use a turtle to potentially quarry, but then kind of changed my mind on that. I have messed around with the kitchen mod. Pretty much every mod in here I have sort of touched at some point. So of course, guys, I hope by the time I get to recording Sky Bees, I'm feeling a little bit better. Of course, if I'm not, I will definitely wait until I'm feeling better to record that. I do not want to start that episode or video and me sound super sick. So I'm definitely going to try and get better before then. But guys, that is going to be the next episode. It's going to be Sky Bees, or the next series. So I hope you guys are ready and ready to enjoy the ride with me on that one. I don't know what to expect. I do know that it's sort of quest-based, so that'll be kind of interesting for those of you who really enjoy questing packs. But guys, let's thank the sponsor of today's video. So today I want to thank, there we go, Wyatt Wandle. I think that's the name. I do appreciate you. And guys, if you're interested in becoming a Patreon yourself, of course, you can find that link down in the description below. Guys, if you did enjoy this series, of course, be sure to give it a huge thumbs up. I do appreciate you guys. You guys have been absolutely amazing, and I'm so glad that you guys have been watching this series. And I hope you enjoy the next one. And guys, of course, as always, of course, you can join our Discord. It is also linked down in the description below. And I do live stream Monday, Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays over on Twitch. So if you're interested in watching me there, of course, all that, like I said, is linked down in the description below. Guys, I hope you enjoyed. Of course, I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.